Hey, Davakian, thank you for the 2 months. I appreciate that. Welcome back. All right. Big Mana Simic, blue-green ramp, whatever you want to call it. We've got Nissa, who shakes the world. And this card, on the surface, this card looks very powerful. Whenever you tap a forest for mana, you get an additional green. So doubles up all your forests. Worth noting, Hinterland Harbor, in addition to being an ugly stain that doesn't have a full art version, is not a forest. This is a land that happens to make green and blue mana. Her plus puts 3/1 counters on a land and then gives it haste and vigilance until end of turn. Fun Magic history fact. All of these cards that animate lands now give the land haste, because back in the day, Koth of the Hammer, you used to get people in tournaments and other places because they would carelessly plus their Koth and turn the land they just played for the turn into a 4/4, and you'd be like, nah, dog, that one's summoning sick. That's the mountain you just played. And they'd look down and they'd be like, yep, it totally is. So to fix that feel bad, these cards that now animate lands, give them haste. This deck has that Explore package at the bottom to allow it to gain life and stave off aggro. And then we have Hydroid Krasis and Nissa and stuff like that at the top end to generate value against control and mid-range. Koth qualifies as back in the day, growing old. Listen, Koth is a long time ago at this point. I hate to break it to you, but Koth is definitely back in the day at this point. Ooh, turn 2 Vivien. Sign me up. I think 2 1-on-1 means I need a Jadelight Ranger. Alright, we got some lands. Good memories of those calls. Good memories of those calls. Alright, running Frilled Mystics might steal this game. Has the Explore package always been one of the best minion packs out there? It is not, actually. So, in the standard format before this one, the Explore package was legal, but it wasn't powerful enough to see play. Which tells you how messed up powerful the aggro decks were last season. Magic rotates every fall. So every October Magic rotates.
The wild wasn't meant to be contained.
We are ahead here at the moment, but we are by no means a lock to win this game.
Let me show you what was lost.
If it's a creature. Well, that's a bad first Vivien down tick if I ever saw one. Wow, rude. Remember when I said this game was by no means over yet? Yep. How did Black-White Aristocrats field day? We did not play at Joyous Farm. It got pushed off the end by a bunch of Cut the Line donations.
I'll be back, just like before.
I'll be back just like before. Let's go ahead. Plus here to give this vigilance and reach. That way we can block the 2/1. It'll stay in the deck queue and probably come up tomorrow. We'll see how far we get today. If we stay around 2,000 people, I'll probably end up running long today. Plan to go to at least 4 o'clock or so though. Get through this and Grixis Amass. So we're hoping to find like Hydroid Krasis next turn with this. Draw some cards.
All things begin and end in nature.
So you have 8 mana here. This is going to pop off next turn. I think I'm planning to do a late Saturday afternoon into the evening stream. So I'll probably go live when SCG's in like round 8 or 9 and then run for a few hours into the night rather than directly compete with the SCG all day. This is the first time I've gotten to cast an instant speed Hydroid Krasis, and it sounds wonderful. We're gonna flash in and crush the Sky Marcher and keep my Vivien alive. Hydroid Krasis draws Hydroid Krasis. God bless us, everyone. This gives vigilance too. Man, we might actually have a shot here. I get to play offense and defense simultaneously with this card. To like flash in another one here. I just like have no idea what I could have, right? Because I just have literal anything. Because like everything has flash thanks to this. Sure. Target. Yep. Bring it. This is 6, 7, 8, 9 mana. I mean, the Krasis is going to kill them. Melody sounds good. Thrashing Brontodon sounds good. I think I probably just want to trim some of my top ends here. Revelation's probably mediocre. Tamiyo's probably good from a hey look a distraction standpoint. Do I just cut the World Shaker? The blue orb is Sparky. He's my boy. Don't be hating on Sparks. He's an innocent little helper trying to get by in this cold, hard world. Yeah, is Harpooner good enough? Just as like a 2-drop? Hey, listen. Yeah, I don't know. It's like Harpooner better than like Tamiyo, for instance. It does eat up the annoying spirit tokens. Let's throw in 2. Tamiyo's a little expensive and clunky. Like Hydroid Krasis and like a couple of Viviens are probably plenty of card advantage. It's not. This matchup, generally speaking, is not about card advantage. Sure. Turn 1, turn 2, turn 3. And that's a decent pickup, because it means when they do this, we still have a turn 2 play. If you don't see a notification pop up on stream, then I don't get it, ergo. There's a weird disconnect right now since Twitch changed systems between when you get charged for your resub and when the notification actually comes up. I don't know all the details, unfortunately. Kirtap, thanks for the 6-month resub. I appreciate that. Welcome back. Now, the Tithe Taker does mean Frilled Mystic's a little bit less good, so my next turn is probably going to be Jadelight plus Breeding Pool tapped, unless we draw something better. This 3/4 is just like a beefy mammal, though. No, the amount of different Squid Squad is different for every person. Which is really what makes it annoying. There's some logic or reasoning, I'm sure, because the computer system's doing it, but I can't tell you what it is offhand. The Bolas avatar looks weirder than I expected. It does a little bit, doesn't it? Alright. So hopefully they give us something decent to Frilled Mystic here, and then we untap Krasis for 4. Well, thanks for keeping me around, Proxy. Sorry the notifications are Fubar. Yep. Get out of here. Hey, howdy, nerd girl. Ugh. Alright, so this is popping off next turn. I think I just do this, and then brace for impact. Shadow Rail, checking in for the 16th month. Welcome, welcome, welcome back. Thanks for keeping me around. Hope you're having a fantastic end of your week here. Yep. So long Krasis. I am at 22, so I got that going for me. So if they do this, I'm going to have this block here, this trade here take 9. And then next turn, I can play Vivien plus Flash and Harpooner and eat their flying token, which is sweet. And then hopefully Vivien can drag us kicking and screaming back into this game. I guess this is bigger in the long run, because these are going to go back to being 3/3s. I guess I do this, because this way next, it takes 1 more damage this turn to do this, but these are smaller, and then next turn, the Harpooner can eat the 1/1 flyer and trade with a 3/3 knight, which is nice. They have another elephant. God, that's brutal. Rough. It's another Hydroid Krasis. Okay, so I'm at 12. What's the winning line? I can Vivien as like a distraction, basically.
Wild animals I like. People,
I can't Krasis for 6.
all things begin and end in nature.
Sure. No, so I don't really want my Harpooner to fight their 2/2. I want them to attack with this, so I can Harpooner in and Frilled Mystic plus this double block here. So I do this, and I do this. And then this is gonna chump, so these double block here, and they only kill 1 of my things. I chump block here, I get my Brontodon back, I go to 2.
is wonder in a blade of grass.
So if I play this as a 5/5, I gain 2 and go to 4, and then I have 1, 2, 3 blockers, and I'm still alive. Alternatively, if I play it as a 4/4, I could draw an untapped land and play Merfolk Branchwalker, but then this can't eat a 4/4, so that's probably bad. If I play it as a 4/4, I can block with this and then sacrifice it to kill a Baffling End. But then again, I'm losing my 5/5. No, I'm going to play it as a 5/5, hit the land, and then I can eat something, block, get this back. Alright, that's fine. That is one of the best draws in our deck. Sure. The Baffling Ends turn into 3/3s when you kill them regardless. So they can attack with everything here and put me to 1, which is probably what they want to do, right? If they attack with everything, I'm obligated to go block, block, block. This is a free attack because I can't block it. No, so they gave me a free point of health. I'll take it. Because I'm obligated to block like this because all 3 of these are lethal. And then this is chump blocking anyway, so I might as well cash it in for a 3/3 here. So the Law Rune Enforcer means I have to take that, right? Because otherwise this diddles my Krasis. I suppose they also can't diddle this. And I could play a second Krasis too. I could like take this and then play second Krasis out for 1, 2, 3, for 4. I think I'm just supposed to take this. Hey, Mandrew, thanks for the Twitch Prime support. I appreciate that. Welcome, welcome. Thanks for keeping me employed here. Easy blocks, right? You think I want to chump there? I don't know that I want to chump there. I think I just want to just jam. I don't actually have a way to take this card off the table, right? Yeah, I think we're probably dead here. They just get to tap my Krasis for 2 turns. I can play Brontodon. And like outside of combat, I literally just can't take this Tocatli Honor Guard off the table. If I run off my 4th Krasis, we might be okay here. I can't tap the flyer. It's converted mana cost 2 or greater. So tapping their flyer is not a legal play. Can I kill them? No. Vivien's an out. She can give something reach. Yep. This is a really close game. Law Rune Enforcer's been a really impressive card. The lack of Incubation Incongruity in the 75 is probably a mistake. It's probably one we should address, even if it's just in the sideboard. But like, yeah, as is, I literally just can't take them off the table. Harpooner was like fine there. Probably worth keeping in. We almost slogged through on the back of the triple Krasis. Maybe they won't draw Tocatli this game. Alright. If they have Tocatli on a guard, my hand does nothing. But if they don't, my hand is very good. Hey, Alcadur, thank you very much for the brand new Prime support. There's a lot of great people making a lot of great stuff on Twitch. Thanks for supporting mine this month with that. Day 9 praised you, so I had to check it out. Day 9's good people. I appreciate you dropping in. Yep, that's just how it goes. And that's so we've identified an obvious weakness. Let's adjust accordingly. How many creatures are in here? There's 27. So you generally speaking, you want north of 25 creatures in your deck to hit somewhat consistently with this. Like we saw, we were like swinging and missing with Vivien already, which was a little bit awkward. I think I'm gonna cut these Tamios and put in these incubations. And maybe even get a third one into the board. Just have some amount of out to a Tocatli Honor Guard. How am I liking this deck so far? I like a lot of what this deck is doing. This deck's playing a lot of cards that were similar to the Simic Climb deck I played last season, and I like that style of deck a lot. Frilled Mystic is one of my favorite cards in the set. We just haven't found a really good home for it yet. Hey, Blue to Noob. Thank you for the 2-month resub. Welcome back. Thanks for keeping me around. Incubation Incongruity is very powerful. It's just super flexible too, which is the big thing it does. Like it's like never a dead card basically. You know, we should revisit that Sultai control deck we played last season, the Fair Reclamation deck. Do you remember that one, Marty? That was like one of the last new things we found at the end of the last season that seemed okay. So I'm actually gonna play Jadelight Ranger on 2 here rather than Wildgrowth Walker, because I just want to get going as soon as possible. And my opponent's playing Esper, so like making Wildgrowth Walker big and gaining life like probably isn't going to be very relevant. IRL question for you, since you also recently moved. I have a house inspection day before closing. Do you have any tips for things to watch out for while I'm there? Things to watch out for while you're there. I'm going to be entirely honest. My father, who's the one who's going to help me redo or build my new streaming room, he did my home inspection for me, and I really trust him. So I just expected him to catch anything that we could potentially have an issue with. Yeah, hire your own inspector if you didn't. One of the things, and my dad's like a professional. He's like trained to be an inspector in the state of Illinois where I live. And one of the things that he did that was something that I never would have thought of, but obviously he's trained. He had this tool that let him walk around the house, and it was a heat sensor that would show him if there were leaks or like if the insulation was done properly without opening the walls up, which was sweet. I was like, that's pretty, as someone who's like a technology guy, I was like, that's pretty neat. That's smart. All right, so Wildgrowth Walker, don't really want that here. What do I want to cut? I'm down to 23 creatures. That's really awkward. I think I have to cut a non-creature here. I feel like this card's probably hard to resolve. I'm going to trim that. Yeah, Illinois is full of Radon too. It's super trivial to mitigate though. So if it does come up positive for Radon, like installing the system is not a big deal. The house I had before this one, we had a Radon system in. Texas Horror, thanks for the 2 months of Twitch Prime. Welcome, welcome, welcome back. These are my cards. Like decent hand here. Hopefully they don't cry after. Oh, they took that. Okay. I say hopefully they don't cry us. Perfect draw. Lands, please. Feels bad to bin that in this matchup, but definitely need to try and find lands here. This is the part where we hide behind our counter spells. Who's got two thumbs and isn't blinking? This guy right here. 2 more turns. Count them out. Esper and Miss land drops. Same and more iconic duo, chat. Nice stack. Esper missed land drops. Oh. Hey, they cast a Thought Erasure, chat. They didn't do nothing. They cast a Thought Erasure. Thank you. Thank you very much. Listen, people that are thinking you might want to play this deck at home, this is the most important note you can make. If you can palm Llanowar Elves into your opening hand every time, your deck is much better. So, 10 out of 10 would recommend always having Llanowar Elves in your opener. I can't palm, but I can Yuya. Is that sufficient? Someone is going to take you seriously on that. Yeah, probably. Again, because they played Hallowed Fountain on 1, represents Esper, so going to prioritize getting this down rather than playing this, because this is less important against Esper. Yeah, that's true. The Yuya method is only good if you're on the draw, because then you know if it's your 8th card. Alright, big bucks, no cry. Big bucks, no cry. There's still on Hydroid Krasis. It's a big, wonderful full art there. Sure.
This isn't a fight you can win.
And then I think I'm just playing Jadelight here.
I really should have seen that.
Try and hit my land drop. I think there's a good chance we get Kaya's Wrath next turn. At least that's how they stay in the game, is Kaya's Wrathing us next turn. So, what you got? No sweeper. Deal. Who's got 2 thumbs and is passing the turn? This guy right here. Nice Esper deck, bro. Is this legal? Can we show this on Twitch? Like, is my channel gonna get in trouble? I feel like post board. I think I want another Frilled Mystic in the sideboard because post board we are going down too low on creatures. I'm also just like not sure if this card is good in this deck. Like, I kind of feel like this is just like unnecessary. I might just want like the 4th Frilled Mystic in the main. Like, Nissa's like good enough on her own, and like she combos with this, that's probably fine. Like, I think I might go to like a 4th Frilled Mystic, 3rd Incubation main. Doesn't seem unreasonable. Is there another creature I could play on our sideboard that's good against control? Do we get any other good creatures in these colors that are good against control? If we draw Breeding Pool on 1, we get to Narset on 2. Rats, we're so unlucky. So, Narset isn't in our deck because she... Oh, yeah, we can totally just play Carnage. Yeah, Carnage sounds great. Narset isn't in our deck because her down tick is going to hit. Narset is in our deck because we want to stop them from drawing extra cards, which maybe she's not good enough for that. Maybe that's not good enough. I don't know. Something I want to try, though. I do like that Vivien gives us blockers against this, which is sweet post board in this matchup. She's like a flexible card that's like card advantage when we need her to be card advantage, but she also like helps us deal with this, which is awesome. Yeah, I've got two. I got 2 in the sideboard.
Keep an open mind.
Yeah, two in the sideboard. This is a post-board game. I agree she's not good in the main deck of this deck. I think in a control deck, she's excellent in the main. And I've been loving her in the main decks of my control decks. But I agree in a deck like this, she's not a main deck card. Probably losing Krasis here. I could see losing the Negate. I don't think so, Chalky, because last turn they didn't have a removal spell, so like they only get 2 shots to draw a removal this turn. So I think I'm okay taking a risk there.
I have just the trick for this.
even know if that was good. That might have just been worse than holding up Frilled Mystic there, honestly. I feel like there's a chance that was like... I feel like there's a chance that was worse than just holding up Frilled Mystic. Yeah, because, like, now I don't have an answer to this thief. I just, like, kind of wanted to cast the card. Yeah, I think I'm going to cut the finales after this. Is the uncounterable 6-mana draw spell possibly better? Ooh! That's what I want in the sideboard instead of Carnage Tyrant. That sounds awesome in a deck like this. That sounds really sweet. I think we're just dead here, right? I guess I could start attacking. Oh, we have a foil too because we bought the package. That's just some good clean value right there. Yeah, if they don't need to cast anything worth Frilled Mystic, we get to adapt this. They ditched double Jadelight there, so they probably just found a good one. Scale of 1 to dead. With how much you've been enjoying Narset and Baby Tef, I think you're going to enjoy the Just Guy Friends list. Yeah, I think so, Teacup. You guys have a lot of good stuff going on. I think Enter the God Eternals in general is really good. Seems like a sweet card. It's like a removal spell, it buffers your health total. It does a lot of the things you're looking to do. Alright, well, shoot. Do I just cast this and, like, just to start attacking here? I think I just play this and attack, right? Just, like, attack you for 6? They missed on Azcanta. Brutal. They could have strokes. You're not wrong. I think they binned 1. They binned 1 stroke. Negate's not very good against me. And, like, if they play something here and I Frilled Mystic and they don't also have a removal spell, they die, right? Because I, like, untap, fart the Incubation Druid, attack for 9, 10, 11, 12. I'm going to let that happen. They do have more of our cards than their own. You're not wrong. Big Nissa got an attack in earlier. 18 cards left in my deck after this hit. But I need them to not have Sweeper plus Counterspell, which again, they could have our own Disdainful Stroke for Frilled Mystic at this point. They're dead on board, right? Alright, and they're dead. That's definitely the most Thief of Sanity hits I've ever beaten. That one's going in the record book for most Thief of Sanity hits ever survived. Thought Thief was Phage the Untouchable, right? This card sounds sweet in here. Well, I don't have Carnage in the sideboard right now, but Endgame sounds like pretty reasonable. I almost want to try and like Mize it in the main. Can I do that? I'm allowed to do that. It's my stream, right? So what does my sideboard look like against control? So like right now against control, I'm bringing in so this is something that, so let's take a lesson on how to build sideboards. So I'm going to clone my deck here so I can think about this, so I can make some edits. So I'm going to think about how I would want to sideboard against control while we're not actually playing. So I would cut Wildgrowth Walker, I would cut Incubation, and I would want to bring in Stroke, and Negate, and Narset, and Commence the Endgame. So, with my sideboard as constructed right now, it looks like I potentially have one too many cards for control in my sideboard. And the way I know this is, you can see when I think about how I want to board, which cards are bad that I want to cut and which cards are good that I want to bring in. I have one too many cards in my sideboard that I want to bring in versus what I want to cut. It's possible that Narset, I don't even know if Narset was okay there. She might have just not had an impact. She might have impacted cards in their hand that they just weren't casting, so I don't know for sure. I feel like post-board, I want to get this creature count up like one more. Just so I can, have a little bit higher hits with Vivien, Champion of the Wilds. So we can put like one big dumb dino on the board, like 2 Commence and a dino. Harpooner is good versus control. It's like okay. I don't know that I'd call it good. It's like fine. Yeah, I agree, Street Kings. I think this seems better than the other one on average. And I think like the initial intention was like to do sweet big things with this, but like Hydroid Krasis is like already a big sweet thing, and like this card is just good on its own against control just by pumping out 3/3s, like turning our lands into 3/3s, I think. Alright, so let's delete this clone. And let's cut the Narsets and put a Carnage Tyrant. And then it could be one more card. Could be for aggro. So like against aggro, against an aggressive deck with this deck, I probably want to cut like Endgame and Nissa at the very least. That's like at 3 slots. I have 3 Brontodons in the sideboard. Bellathor, thank you for the tier 1 sub. Might just throw an extra Bronte in. Like this card's another card that's like a good card that's like good against the silly Reclamation deck because it's a naturalize. Let's do that. Hey, Aaron, can I get my 11-month timeout? Of course. Thanks for keeping me around. I appreciate the support. Is Viv a cut against aggro? Maybe. I don't know. Excuse me. The fact that Vivien is a card that digs for our Wildgrowth Walker package while also providing vigilance for our creatures to play offense and defense simultaneously seems valuable. That sideboard lesson made me sub. Been following the stream for the past few days and amazing stuff. Had a question. Which control deck would you recommend for climbing? I mean, Esper Control is definitely the stock good control deck still. Control decks are the type of thing where early in a format like this where we've added a new set, it's hard to really get them right until we know how things are going to settle. So, just the previous good one from last season is easily the go-to. If you're looking for something that's a little bit sweeter than Esper Control, there is an Esper Planeswalker deck that you can find on my website that felt pretty reasonable. We also played a blue-black Planeswalker deck earlier today that felt okay. Runaway Steamkin is, unfortunately for us, aptly named here. And our deck does lack removal. The fact that I hit 2 lands on this means I'm not going to attack here. And the reason for this, if my opponent goes land Chain Whirler, I don't want them to be able to attack with Steamkin. I actually agree, Street Kings. We talked about Esper Splash Bolas the other day, and I think it might be something very reasonable. That's true. We played blue-white control yesterday, felt okay. But the spike answer, the which deck is good, is definitely the good deck from last season is still good. Alright, take our licks. Definitely gonna Frilled Mystic, light up the stage here. Yeah, I'm gonna counter that too. I think I just want to guaranteed get this down, and like keeping threats in play to block feels good. I don't know. I don't think Green-Black Citadel is bad. I think there's a good chance that one's fine. Alright, that's another one of those. We played Blue-White Control. It was actually the deck of the day. You ever can't watch all of my stream, and I don't blame you. I stream a lot. You can always find the highlights on my website, jeffhoagland.com. Click videos, favorites. Absolutely everything I stream does end up there, but if you want just the concise hits, favorites will get you there. I'm gonna double block here. This lets them have a removal spell to blow me out, but I think that's okay. It means they need another removal spell to kill my Nissa, and I'd prefer my Nissa not die here.
Talk of peace.
Wow, are they trading Runaway for my land? Are we en route to stabilization? It feels like we might be heading in the direction of stabilizing. I'm looking for,
Would you like to see what's left?
wow. All right. I didn't think that game was over yet by any means, but we were definitely heading in that direction. Think you're gonna get to Big Red today? Maybe. If our numbers stay where they're at, I definitely will. We've been, this, wow, she was really impressive there. And that game, to me, really shows why we don't need to focus on playing a bunch of kind of awkward X spells to make this card good, because she's just good on her own. Like, she gubbed the board up and then made enough mana for us to get ahead, which seemed really sweet. Frilled Mystic is okay here, but I think too many of them coming up could be bad. That's what I want to do. This seems reasonable. Yeah, and she turbo powers out Hydroid Krasis, right? So, like, this is the correct way to approach building good decks. You just want to play cards that are individually good that also synergize, as opposed to playing cards like the Finale that's kind of bad on its own, but good with another good card. Because, like, this card is great, fine on its own like it was there, but then it also puts this other great card into Turbo Drive. Think this seems good. Could maybe stand to fit a couple negates in here. I think I want negate. If I had Spell Pierce in my sideboard, I don't mind boarding in Spell Pierce against mono red, but negate tends to be a little expensive. We are playing against the 6th edition City of Brass. It's so tilting that this shows Vivien and not the Nicol Bolas avatar I paid money for. Watsy, I paid you money for Nicol Bolas. Why must you make me wait to see it? This hand, unfortunately, has 4 non-foil cards in it, but the 3 foils are pretty good, so we'll keep them. Uh-oh, audio bug. Sorry, 30 seconds. For people that are new to the stream, Magic Arena has a bug with my audio drivers where every 3 hours, like clockwork, the audio starts to distort. So these people are great. Buy their stuff. These people also great. Buy their stuff. Back to your regularly scheduled Magic Arena. All right, we drew a Frilled Mystic. Oh, they bricked on a second land. That sounds good. I am not going to play Wildgrowth Walker here because they have a Wizard's Lightning. So I'd prefer they not Wizard's Lightning my Wildgrowth Walker. And then if they continue fumbling here, we get to go Bronte into Frilled Mystic something, into Wildgrowth Walker and Jadelight in the same turn, which should end the game. You know what? They're doing nothing. I'm going to have enough mana to Wildgrowth Walker plus hold up Frilled Mystic here. We're just going to take it nice and slow. Because I've got gain 15 sitting in my hand here. They're going to have end step, Wizard's Lightning, untap, Lightning Striker, Wizard's Lightning. Right? They could have it. And like, if they do have that, it's not the end of the world. Like, we are still like in the game. Like, the Jadelights are gonna pull us through. We'll find a Hydroid Krasis eventually and like get going, but like the game ends if they don't have this. Yeah, that's 2 Wizards Lightning down. Now, with this in play, that's true. They could have a shock as well. Oh, they could have Skewer. They could have Skewer off of the... Oh! Oh! Are they dead? Please tell me you're dead. Did they gamble on the mountain? They might have gambled on the mountain and already had the Skewer. Alright. Alright, I like a mono red player with a sense of humor. I can appreciate that. I would love to play first. I would love to have a turn 1 Llanowar Elf. Don't mind if I do. T-Dub, thank you for the 4-month resub. I appreciate that. Welcome back. Thanks for keeping me around. When are you supposed to get your top 1,000 email? No idea. Full Grim, thanks for the 19 months. I appreciate that. Welcome. Alright, so I think, again, because they're playing Esper, I'd like to prioritize playing my Explorer creatures before my Wildgrowth Walkers on average. Although I definitely want to prioritize getting my Ramp creatures down. This means if they just play Azcanta, I can untap, hit a land, play Nissa. Rats. Got delayed for 8 hours. That is a long delay. Rude. Nissa and I were going places. You're a monster. It is probably greedy. It is probably greedy to Incubation Druid here. Like, what are the odds we untap with this thing? You have Mortify. You have Deputy of Detention. Okay, so not Esper control. Got it. Yeah, probably Hero. Which, to be fair, Hero's probably really good against us because our deck does not have a lot of removal in it. And, like, Hero really shines in removal light matchups. Yikes. Woof. They are giving us the business here.
Here goes nothing.
I thought Krasis was supposed to draw a second Krasis too. Something might be broken. That is unfortunate because they have this. Fatal Roundhouse. What's your #1 deck that you suggest to climb the ladder with other than Reclamation? I'd play mono white aggro with 4 Teferi Time Raveler in the main.
Let's try this.
Yeah, 3 maybe. 3 to 4. Thanks for the 12 months at any rate. Have a sword to go with your shield. I'm gonna concede if we draw a brick. Alright, I mean, it's like the opposite of a brick.
I've lost so much already. I won't lose more. Let me show you what was lost.
I need a judge. Who wins between Teferi and Vivien? I think it's Teferi, right? saying no beats saying yes. Is that correct? Don't override dudes. I don't think I want to play this as a 3-3. I think I'm just gonna pass. They can't thought erasure this, which is great. Jonesy, thank you for the 11 months. I appreciate that. Welcome back. For keeping me around. Negatives override pots. What you're saying is the Magic Rules Manager is a glass half full kind of person, or glass half empty kind of person. That's how this works.
I've got time.
So I've got 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. This instant speed discovery feels like cute for the sake of cute. Feels like they probably should have done that on their turn to try and hit a land drop, right? Alright, I'm done. Wildgrowth Walker does not seem very good here. He's me at 25 creatures. That's probably fine. Rest of this seems reasonable. I don't think this is a Negate or Stroke matchup. Harpooner for Thief. Yeah, that's a good suggestion. What do I want to trim? I'm going to cut Llanowar Elves. I don't want to cut Incubation Druid because she helps make blue-blue. Deputy is very, very good against us. Their deck is definitely not good against piles of creature removal, and we definitely don't have any of that. Huh. Do I Incubation Druid so I can get Nissa down? I think I do, right? I can also just get Vivien going, though. There's probably an appeal to getting Vivien going. They didn't thought erasure me this turn. I'm gonna do this. Is it ever okay to cut a land during sideboarding? Yeah, sometimes. Depends on your deck. Depends on the matchup. Can opponent kill Nissa lands? Yeah, they're creatures. How'd the Ebs in Hero deck do? It went really well. I like that deck a lot.
Would you like to see what's left of scum? You fight like a city brat.
Yeah, I mean, Clank is great. A lot of people know Clank in the gaming community. Eternal, not so much.
Oh, I've done the hero thing before.
Hey, Athero, thank you for the 3 months there. I appreciate that. Welcome back. Thanks for keeping me around. This turn's going to be great. So we get to do this. We get to do Nissa. This card is really powerful. There's gotta be other good Nissa decks in this format. So I get to attack this here, and it has Vigilance, and then post-combat I get to play this.
you ever lost a home?
Very glad you have the decks and the number of them in your description. Allows us viewers to know how long roughly you plan on streaming. Today I might not get to quite all of them. I had 3 cut the lines this morning, which pushed some of the things back. I'm hoping to do at least through Simic Climb. Maybe Big Red. If we stay above 2K, I'm gonna run it out and do an extra long day. Artifact Tez is such a weird card. Artifact Tez is such a weird card for their deck to have. Do I just Krasis for infinite here? So this is 8, 9, 10. I can Krasis for 8. Oh, I had an extra one too. I forgot about that. I forgot this doubles too because this is a forest. Hey, Dearth to Soul. Thanks for the tier 1 sub. I appreciate that. Welcome back. Why not Nissa Plus first? Because I want to attack with this. I think. Do I want to attack with this? Nah, I'm a liar. Let's play a Jadelight. I just want to go wider, I think. They could be a Kaya's Wrath deck, but I think it's unlikely.
There is wonder in a blade of grass.
There is wonder in a blade of grass. Oh, I guess I also killed their Teferi, so I could have done this at instant speed. Oh, I could have attacked it at Vigilance, right? That too. This card has so much flipping text on it.
This will keep.
Oh, and these all have Vigilance permanently? Holy crap, they all have Vigilance permanently. This Nissa card is really good. Man, she does a lot. She does a lot. That's a big text box. This isn't good enough, right? No acceleration, no explore creatures. This is very reasonable. Not amazing, but fine. Are they even a hero deck? You know, we haven't seen hero out of them yet, right? That's a good point. Joan Mode, thank you very much for the 2-month Twitch Prime support there. I appreciate that. Welcome back. Thanks for keeping me around.
I've got it.
The tempo on this card is so annoying. I think I'm going to lead on this. Am I? Yeah, I want to lead on something that can pressure the Teferi here. Did we see them first game? You know what? We might have. So I hit the land. I think I want to hold the Incongruity as a removal spell.
Here we go.
And I think I just played this out to pressure the Teferi. If they don't have like a Kaya's Wrath here, the Carnage Tyrant plus a removal spell to back it up should put us in a pretty good spot.
I learned a few tricks on Paladin. Trust me, I have a plan.
I guess I can kill their Teferi here. I'm gonna kill their Teferi. It makes me take a turn off, but it like lets me unlock this. Oh, I don't have to take a turn off. Sweet, they just didn't block. Which I guess makes sense. So now I get to pass with Frilled Mystic / Incubation Druid up. Works out well. Give me a 6-mana Planeswalker to counter. I really just don't want a double spell turn out of them. Yeah, I think I'm countering that. I think I'm just in to counter that. He's dead, Jim. So again, unless we end up staring down the barrel of a Kaya's Wrath, I think we're actually in a pretty good spot here with the Carnage Tyrant coming down. Huh. Well, now I just hang tight again, right? Do I hang tight, or do I, like, Carnage T, hope to fade for a turn? Because they wouldn't have mortified my Incubation Druid if they were playing the Kaya's Wrath, right? I think that's my... I think I'm just supposed to jam, because I think the way they were playing their spot removal out implies they didn't have the sweeper. And I'm like, once I get to untap with Carnage T and Frilled Mystic, we probably... Okay, so they're drawing. So they're desperate. Good. They could have Time Wipe. That's a good read. Alright, they had nothing and we got him. I don't even think the Carnage Tyrant is greedy. I think it's just like a correct read that like they were playing removal out aggressively, which implies they probably don't have the sweeper. It's like they played a Mortify and a Deputy, right? Huh. Huh. I kind of like this deck, and I know it's people who like have followed the stream for a couple of seasons, you probably are unsurprised that I like this deck. I'm a sucker for Frilled Mystic. So we had tried Vivien Champion of the Wilds in a different in a Bant Flash deck, and she really was kind of lackluster there. But Vivien acting as just another way to give your other creatures flash to conceal Frilled Mystic a little bit. That was actually kind of sweet. That's not true. You should go watch the Red Black Goblins wrap up from yesterday. I'm honest. Sometimes we play decks that are poop and then they're not good, and I tell you they're not good. Thoughts on some changes I make? I like the fourth Frilled Mystic. I think that's an easy in. I think Incubation Incongruity is a way to take Takal the Underground off the table was an important addition. I think 3 of those is probably pretty reasonable. Things I'm not 100% certain of. This card was really impressive. I slid this cheeky Commence the Endgame into the main deck. There's probably a good chance that this Nissa, that's worse than this third Nissa that was originally in here. I think we got the sideboard to an okay spot. I definitely am a big fan of 4 Thrashing Brontodon in these decks. Not only is this card good against Wilderness Reclamation for applying pressure quickly, but also destroying their enchantments, but it's also just very good against red and white aggro, because it's a big booty that, like, kills Frenzy and kills Conclave Tribunal. Yeah, Vivien conceals information really well. Alright. So what are we doing next? We've got Grixis Amass up next. Hello, lovely wife. Thank you.